This one's wife, William the Conqueror. Hello. William gained the measure of this one's wife at an early juncture. The reason for this is that, as a normal, he was unaffected by emotional thinking with regard to the behaviours of this one's wife. He naturally provided her with an opportunity to be made welcome within the royal family, but saw that very early on his brother was exhibiting signs of hot-headedness in relation to the speed at which the relationship was progressing. William has emotional empathy for his brother Harry, and has always been protective of him as his younger sibling, particularly in light of what the two have endured. William doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve in the way that Harry does. William has emotional empathy, and considerable amounts of it, for a tight group around him: his wife, his children, his brother, his father, certain friends. He is an amalgam of both empathic and narcissistic traits himself. He doesn't suffer fools. Unaffected by the emotional thinking that Harry's affected by, he could see more clearly that the behaviours of this one's wife were not appropriate in terms of the speed at which the relationship was progressing, and also in the way that she was conducting herself as a potential member of the royal family. Having, of course, integrated a commoner himself in his own wife, he was well aware of the obstacles and hurdles that can be presented to somebody who hasn't grown up within the institution. William, perhaps more than anybody else, would actually understand and potentially be sympathetic to the plight of this one's wife of integrating into the royal family. And therefore it speaks volumes as to her behaviour, whereby his sympathy was soon evaporated and he realised that she was trouble. We were greatly amused, of course, by his scarf fiddling, as he wanted to ensure that he had nothing to do with her. He realised quite early on that that was the best course of action, and pursuant to expert advice, has pursued a position of no contact ever since. Nevertheless, William, as a no-nonsense individual, recognises the threat that is posed by the Sussexes, and according to GB News, Prince William is set to execute ruthless plan as this one's wife and Prince Harry out of ammunition. Svarnanan Sen writes, Prince William is set to execute a ruthless plan to keep this one's wife and Prince Harry away from the royal family fold, according to a source. William, who is the heir to the throne and will become king one day, does not see a future for his brother in the monarchy, a source has claimed. The reason for this is that he sees more clearly the problems that are posed by them, and also has no difficulty in ensuring that he adopts a particular stance and course of action that keeps his brother and his meddlesome wife at arm's length. The Prince of Wales is no longer on speaking terms with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. This is part of the no-contact regime that he has implemented. The source said, William is already planning for when he becomes king, and he does not see a future for the Sussexes in the royal family. This, of course, will be encouraging news to those who are concerned at any possibility about reconciliation. The feeling is that allowing the Sussexes back into the fold is a bad move, and they should be resigned to the fringes indefinitely. Indeed, that would be the most appropriate course of action when dealing with the narcissist. You obey the first golden rule of freedom. Once you know, you go. You get out and stay out. They, of course, retreated to Canada and then California as a consequence of the petulant strop thrown by this one's wife, and thereafter the victimhood of claiming that they were forced out. Nevertheless, since it was them that they had departed, The point is to keep them out, to ensure that they cannot come back in. If they do, and remember, although at this juncture this one's wife has not shown any signs of returning, that could all change if her narcissism perceives that there is more to be gained by a return than there is by staying on the outside. As the opportunities dry up, as fewer and fewer opportunities for deals emerge, and the money starts to become frittered away, this one's wife's narcissism will be angling to try and hold on to the means of control, drawing fuel, and of course those all-important residual benefits. This means that either she'll disengage from Harry and find a replacement that's easy to control, provides plenty of fuel, and of course the all-important residual benefits, or the two of them will have to come skulking back into the royal family to be supported, because all she's got is that royal connection. And believe me, because she has no sense of shame, remorse, or conscience, should the circumstances dictate that that's what needs to be done, she'll do so, and her narcissism will compartmentalise to seek a return to the royal family. The insider added that King Charles has not given up on reconciliation with Prince Harry. They told the Express, William is completely adamant that they, the Sussexes, should not be welcomed back, while the King thinks it would help stop the media circus surrounding the family. Although King Charles is a narcissist, his narcissism is operating through this facade of being seen as the forgiving father, that he is the family man, and his narcissism is telling him, let them back in and they'll stop attacking you. Let them come back in and reconcile and they'll stop throwing the pelters. The insider told the Express that William is completely adamant that they shouldn't be welcomed back. William doesn't think the Sussexes have much more ammunition, and they've already played their best cards. Charles is the only senior member of the family who is holding out any hope of a reconciliation, but that has more to do with Harry being his son than anything else, i.e., the continued departure of Harry impacts upon Charles's facade as a family man, and he doesn't want that to remain the case. Therefore, his narcissism seeks a reconciliation to support that facade. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex stepped down as working members of the royal family in 2020. Since the couple left the monarchy, they have launched multiple public attacks on the royals. The popularity of this one's wife and Harry in the UK has decreased rapidly since they began criticising the royal family. William, however, has the measure of them, and he seeks to conquer them by keeping them out of the royal family, ensuring that they cannot poison the institution any further. And, although that might invite further attacks, he is of the firm view that they really don't have anything more that they can fling at the royal family, that they've run out of ammunition, and given their conduct and behaviour, he's in no mood to forgive them. He does not want them coming back, and therefore he seeks to conquer them by keeping them away. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.